On my palette for portraits, I basically have always the same shades. And here, this is the little swatch of all the colors that I'm using. And I will also list them, and you will find links to find them in the description box down below. And now I'm going to show you a few colors of those little charts that I'm mixing into that videos. If you are interested in seeing more color mixing and also tips and tricks and tutorials and full-time videos, you can check out my Patreon, where I will post regularly and that you won't be able to see on YouTube. So if you want to learn how to paint realistic portraits like mine, you can check out my Patreon. Now a little mix of colors for the blue shade in the center of the chart. I am using ultramarine blue with titanium white. As you can see, I mixed a color that's too light. And compared with the color that you want to match, it's a little bit too cool. So I am adding a little bit of yellow, which is cadmium yellow, so that we have a blue that's warmer. At that stage, it's still too cool, so I am adding a little bit more yellow. And I'm still adding a little bit of yellow and some blue so that it's brighter. And now I think we are pretty close. Now we are going to mix some olive green shades, and this combination is pretty easy for me because you only have to use two colors basically. And here it's raw umber with cadmium yellow medium. Now we are going to mix a beautiful medium pink shade. I'm using cadmium red medium with titanium white. And you can see it's way too warm. It's almost orange on the camera. So I'm adding a little bit of rose pale blush and alizarin crimson. And to cool that down, I'm using ultramarine blue. And again, because we want less saturation and a lighter color, I'm using some white. It's sometimes difficult to get the right shade at the first try, so I'm mixing and matching until I get the same value and the same intensity of the colors that I want to match. Now I am matching the darkest shade of that color palette. I'm using alizarin crimson, and with that a little bit of cadmium red medium and raw umber to desaturate the shade a little bit. And with that I'm adding titanium white because you can see it's way too dark, and I'm adding a little bit of cadmium red, and I think the match is correct now. I hope that you learned something in this video, and if you want to learn more about color mixing, how I mix skin tone and more, you can check out my Patreon, where you can learn all my techniques and paint realistic portraits. See you soon!